afternoon, folks. Bear with me because YouTube's punk ass won't let me play no music without hitting me with a copyright strike, accusing me of infringement. Y'all just gonna have to bear with me for a second. I gotta alert everybody on my main channel that we are live about a half an hour early. Still dealing with this dry cough, so bear with me. Give me one little second. I want to try to get as many people in here as I possibly can. What up, Era One? What up, Zo Venture? What up, Boss Player? What's up, Kazama Fury? What's up, guys? Thanks so much for coming early. Just give me 1 second here. I know the last time I talked when I was trying to set this shit up, it took me twice as long. Like I said, I would play music for y'all, but these punk motherfuckers want to trip over that shit, so I can't do that. Won't take me long to get set up here. Shitting. Yeah, and by the way, guys, we don't officially start until 6 p.m. when we're supposed to be having our special guest come on, Kid Organic, aka Organic the Illionaire. So yeah, if you guys got to go grab something right quick within the next 20-25 minutes, just go ahead and do that, or you can stay on with me while I'm setting this shit up. But yeah, since I'm usually always late, and the only reason I scheduled this live stream is because we had a special guest. Otherwise, I just would have went ahead and did the damn thing when I do it, like I've been doing anyway. Y'all know why I'm coughing so much, by the way. I'm coughing so fucking much because of this crazy ass fucked up weather in the Midwest. Now, just fucking yesterday, yeah, just yesterday, it was ice fucking cold. And now it's ice fucking cold. I'm getting an echo of myself for some fucking reason. What the fuck? Shut up, me. Me needs to shut up. Okay. Anyway, now I can actually talk and not hear an echo and confuse myself. So just like I was saying, just fucking yesterday, it was ice fucking cold. We actually had a little snowstorm come through here in the Midwest going up through Chicago. And now it's back to being humid. My body don't know whether to catch hypothermia or a fucking heat stroke, man. What the hell? Oh, I'm gonna need this link. I'll let this go ahead and upload right quick. While that's uploading, I'm gonna go back. Oh yeah, Mr. Pirate Brain. He said he could hook me up with some music. Hey, bro, I'm gonna type my email in here, so you can, so me and you can get in touch later. You know, I like entertaining my audience. Answer me this, riddle me this. Anybody in the fucking chat room, what content creator on YouTube do you know interacts with his audience I mean, on the actual virtual field, interacts with his audience as much as I do. I don't do this shit for money, although I like getting paid like everybody else. But I don't need the money. Ain't aspect ain't the reason why I do this shit. I like, and I heart symbol almost all of y'all's comments that I know are regulars on my shit. I read every single fucking comment, no matter whether it's 10 or 100, cause I enjoy doing this shit. It's my hobby. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to be getting a little recognition for it, and a few donations. But so I hate to just be quiet while I'm setting this shit up and have y'all listen to silence. But YouTube is a bitch. So, but yeah, bro, hit me up. Hit me up on that email, bro, or send me your email, and I'll click your channel. But now I'm talking, I done slowed down. Oh fuck. I gotta share this link with motherfuckers. Cause I know how people are. They so fucking slow. They don't know how to do nothing unless you hold a fucking hand. Sad, but it's true. Let's see here. Back to the basics. Join the live stream now. Sorry, y'all. I'm not looking at the chat room just right now. Trying to. It's about to post this fucking link. About to double post it. Okay. We did that, and now what we gotta do is this. Click submit. And oh shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. What have I done? What the fuck? Why? Oh, I'm about to say, how the fuck they gonna keep me from pinning my own shit in the comment section? Get out of here. All right. All right. Alrighty, guys. We already got 25 people watching here. And by the way, guys, I'm sure a lot of you guys are. But if you're not, make sure you're subscribed over here on this channel, because for the time being, we're going to be live streaming over here. The Black Avenger, that brother, he told me in an email, I think that was just yesterday, that he's working on getting an advanced live streaming program for Black Avenger TV, so that we won't have to be at the mercy of Google and FoolTube for our live streaming needs. Boss Player MFS, I thought I had made you one of my moderators. I guess I didn't. Were you in the live stream the other last week? My last live stream? It's all good. Well, you're a moderator now, or you should be. Wait a minute. Yep, you're a moderator. Okay. All right. What's up, Dre Raphael? What's up, Average Philosopher? What's up, my man, Cortez Smith? What up, boy? Yeah, guys. So, I want to, while we're waiting for 6 o'clock to get here. Oh yeah, let me go ahead. One other thing. Let me go ahead and send this Google Hangout link to Mr. Kid Organic, which should be joining us shortly. Definitely got to do that. Yeah, I want to show you guys the graphic, a graphic on my screen of a community post I made earlier about that bimbo Kamala Harris, but I'm scared to do that. Because remember, the stream before last that I had to split up because of YouTube's dumbass, they interrupted that stream because I was showing some old news clippings of the North Hollywood Bank shootout, and I was playing some music, and they started tripping. So, now I see why, a lot of these other content creators in the Black Manosphere, they just start the fucking live stream and get right to it. They don't try to, like give like a, what do you guys call it, intermission, or whatever the fuck, like an introductory. See, my problem is I'm old school. I try to do my live streams like I do my videos. I try to give y'all an introductory, a middle, a beginning, a middle, and an end. But don't look like that's gonna work on this motherfucker. That's okay. We'll just like we got our own video sharing platform. We'll have our own live streaming service soon. Fuck these motherfuckers. Okay, gotta go to my Gmail right quick. But yeah, did anybody? Let me look on my phone because I can't look on the computer because I'm looking at my Gmail on my computer. But did anybody see that community post that I made earlier about Kamala Harris? Did anybody see that? What's up, Lando Calorician? What up? Antoine Johnson, my boy. What's up, Antoine? What up, boy? What's up, aka Old Cat? What's up, bro? Who else? Did I miss anybody? I think that's everybody. Did anybody see my post about Kamala Harris? And there was a couple of brothers in there that was saying that the picture that I put up of her, she was, like she was fat, she was thick, she was fine, and all of that. And look, compared to Kim Fox, what is Kamala Harris, like in her mid-40s? Compared to Kim Fox, I will admit that Kamala Harris is blessed in the looks department, okay, especially for her age. But see, that's going to be the focus of, indirectly, that's going to be the focus of tonight's live stream. Because the brother that initially said, I'm sorry, he said, I may sound like a coon or I may sound dusty, but Kamala Harris looks good. Look, for her age, I will say yes, she's a pretty good looking chick. And you're not dusty or a coon for saying that you find a female attractive. That's not the point of what we're going to be talking about tonight. The point is, and I told myself I wasn't going to do this until I sent Kid Organic the fucking link to the Google Hangout. But the point is, you cannot allow what's between your legs and what's between her legs to rule you. Okay? Now look, I'm gonna save most of this for the main portion of this live stream. But as a grown man, I'm not here to tell you, another grown man, what to do with yourself, any part of yourself. Okay. The point of what we're gonna be talking about is, can black men expect black women to change? Can they expect them to change if they know that black men will accept them, desire them, and pursue them, or a certain part of them, just as they are? And the answer is fucking no. Okay? I'm happy to have brothers that support me, but I understand that a lot of you brothers are not where I'm at psychologically when it comes to these hoes. Okay? But you have to understand that what you're doing is equivalent to going to a fast food restaurant or a hotel and complaining about the shitty customer service and then continuing to go there when you know they're not going to improve the customer service. And you know this because you've been there time after time after time again. So the question is, if they know that you're going to accept them as they are, why should they have any incentive to fucking change? Right? And this is something that hit me. This is something that it finally dawned on me, that this is what's really wrong with these bitches. It's not black women, it's black men. Now, yeah, other men are trying to fuck them too, and they throwing their pussies at other men. But let's be realistic for a second. If you took, even if you took every black woman that you consider fine, from Gabrielle Union to, Beyonce, Kamala Harris, whatever you consider fine, okay? And you took black men completely out of the equation. Even most of these fine broads, or most of these relatively attractive broads, would be lonely and single. Okay? They would be isolated. The fact is, black men and their habits with women are the driving force behind the dysfunction of these females. Well, why the dysfunction continues. A lot of them are mentally ill because of the baby mamas that birthed and misraised them. But the driving force that continues the cycle of madness is the sexual behaviors and mental behaviors of black men continuing to cape for and desire and flirt with these hoes. Okay? I mean, if you were a supervisor and you had an employee that was underperforming and you brought them into your office time after time after time, and I shared this example with Black Avenger via email. You brought them in your office, you wrote them up, you gave them a verbal warning, all that shit, and they didn't change. And you kept not firing them. Do you really expect that employee or anybody else in your workforce to improve performance? Hell no, because they know that your threat and your complaint against them is it's invalid because there's no enforcement behind it. So my point is, addressing the couple of brothers that call themselves, well, it was only one brother. I don't know. I hadn't seen him in my comment section before, but right underneath the guy that said that Kamala Harris was, good looking and all of that. And another brother was like, "Now watch, there's gonna be men calling you a simp, Captain Save a Ho." Nobody called him a simp or a Captain Save a Ho. You're not, and I want to be very clear about this. You're not a simp or a Captain Save a Ho because you like women. You're not a simp or a Captain Save a Ho because you are, physically attracted to women, because you want to, have sex with a woman. Okay, you are a Captain Save a Ho if the entirety, the wholeness of your being surrounds what your penis thinks when it comes to these bimbos. Okay? If you cannot lead with your brain, okay, then you are a simp. You are a Captain Save-A-Ho. And there is no, as Akwasi said so many years ago, there's no hope, no change. There's no hope, no change for the American Negro. If you cannot be put on that proverbial island that I was talking with King Sigma and that other brother, I think his name is Ignat something in my last stream. If you cannot be put on that proverbial island like Tom Hanks in that movie Castaway, talking to a soccer ball. No, I'm just playing. If you can't be put on that fucking island by yourself with reasonable accommodations to live, okay, and you just cannot get over the fact that there's no pussy around, then you're not in any position to talk about black women, because at that point what you're demonstrating is that you're part of the problem. Okay, the driving force around behind why these idiot hoes act so goddamn stupid is because they know most men are going to let them get away with that shit. Okay, even in other tribes of people. What the fuck do you think Mia Khalifa, what do you think that shit between her and ISIS was about? Okay? It wasn't just that they were a terrorist organization. It's the fact that they were, Arab men, and they saw this little Lebanese hoe acting like a fucking fool in the Muslim hijab. And they told her, look, in their own way, they told her, look, cut that stupid shit out. That's not cool. You ain't gonna do that. All right? We telling you, you not gonna do that shit. Okay? And she already, as stupid as that little heifer was, even though she was like 5,000 miles away in Texas or California or some shit from Syria, she cut that shit out. Because other tribes of women, even those that step out of pocket, and I made a video about this, they respect their men's word. Black women don't respect y'all. And even y'all remember that video that I showed, Mia Khalifa was talking to that fool Lance Armstrong in that interview, and she said, man, I can't go back to my home country no more. My family completely cut me off. I'll never go to my sister's wedding. I'll never probably even go to my grandmother's funeral. You know, I got to live with that now. Even though I'm out of porn, I got to live with that. She made her bed, she got to lay in it. Okay? So that's why most women like Mia Khalifa, most Arab Muslim women, and I don't think she's Arab Muslim, I think she's just Lebanese. Most women of other races don't step out of pocket with their men because they know there are consequences. Now, black men know, of course, we don't have a death wish like ISIS, but the least thing you could do is leave these whores alone. You have to be able to live with yourself and express with yourself, hey, I like a good looking woman. You know, I wouldn't, I of course I want to have sex with a good looking woman. Or I would like my own wife and kids someday. But if itch comes to scratch, if I don't find a bitch that act like she got some motherfucking sense, if I don't find a bitch that's gonna respect me, I could take it or leave it. And I usually leave it. If you don't have that type of fucking mentality, you're kidding yourself. We can sit up here and talk about the problem with black bimbos all day long until we blue and red in the fucking face. As long as we keep feeding the beast. You understand what I'm saying? Where do these hoes, I mean, are y'all really thinking logically? Where the hell are these hoes getting this shit from that they can act a fucking fool the way they do? Even these swirlers. What is the driving force behind hoes that are in the strip club, hoes that are on the street, hoes that are on the internet, even black females that are swirling with white men? They know they have a steady, these bitches that are acting like fucking fools, okay? That we see day in and day out. They know they have a driving, they have a solid support base in black men, okay? Those women, they're more than comfortable going across the color line and thumbing it in black men's faces and acting a fucking fool. And when they get done throwing their little temper tantrum, just like Kerry Washington, just like that big booty Instagram thought, I forget her fucking name, the really dark skinned one that everybody was making a big deal about a couple of years ago. They Kelly Rowland, all these hoes. When that shit hits the wall for them, they know they can fall back on black men. Okay? These strippers. Who are most of the people in these strip clubs? These ghetto ass strip clubs. It ain't white men. It's black men. Okay? There is no incentive for these bimbos to change. And see, another thing that, some brothers are going to have a hard time accepting is that a lot of the reason why these hoes dress and act and talk the way they do is because a lot of these retarded ass niggas that, you know, in all fairness, they gave birth to and misraised, a lot of these Negroes like nasty pussy. That's what I was talking about on that video that where I said, you know, a sad day to be a black man. Because I understand now the reason why you see these Negroes, whether they're arguing for or against what the feminist cunt is saying on her live stream, the reason why some of these niggas are practically living on females' live streams is because they are attracted, whether they realize it or not, to nasty pussy. And when I say nasty pussy, I'm not just talking about the disease inside of that rotted devastation that she has between her legs. I'm talking about her nasty attitude, everything that's nasty connected to her. Okay? The nasty way that she even deals with other black women. Okay? All of that manifests itself, okay, through her bosom. And a lot of niggas are attracted to that type of female. Okay? So for those of us black men who truly call ourselves, we truly call ourselves Marlboro men. If you want to still call yourself MGTOW and Red Pill, even though I believe that's been compromised, we can still acknowledge that a woman is attractive. Just like today, I had to write a money order out. I was up at this store called Meyer. It's like a copycat of Walmart minus the amount of Gatonians that come in there. You know, right in front of me there was this little tight jean, big booty black hole, looked like she was about 18 years old, and she was with this tall white girl, and I guess they were friends. Soon as I walked up in line, got behind them, they turned around to look at me. I just kept looking down at my phone. I saw them out my upper peripheral vision, but I didn't even look at them. It wasn't because I was not attracted to a female with a big ass and a shapely body. It's because I know that these females, and this is what I explained to y'all, a lot of them, when they look around to see what man, and particularly a black man, and I don't know what that is about black females. I don't know if it's just because we're, interconnected by, you know, ethnicity or what. But for some reason, they can laser seek out a black man looking at them through a crowd from 100 feet away. I don't know what that is. But I mean, as soon as you drive past them on the street, whatever it is, they look right at your ass to see if you're looking at them. The reason why I don't give them that type of gratification, I don't give them that type of satisfaction, is because I know they're not looking at me because they want to fuck me. They're not even looking at me to see if I'm going to come over and try to fuck them. They're looking at me to see if they still got it, by how much male attention they can draw to themselves. Okay. This is a ego building thing for these females. Okay. And I'm not willing to give them any part of me, including my fucking eyeballs, to help boost up their ego if they ain't doing shit for me. Okay. Y'all got to understand this. If you don't understand this very basic shit that I'm trying to get across to you, then you are not ready to be a Marlboro man. You are not ready to be a red pill. Okay. Because these bitches are going to keep acting fucking stupid as long as they know they can get away with it. Riddle me this, Batman. If you put a black female and a black male on an island, okay, and this guy was a true-blooded red pill brother, if he was a true-blooded red pill dude, okay, and this female was fine, fine as a dime, what y'all consider fine, okay, and they decided to completely ignore each other, like she claimed she wasn't attracted to him. He claimed that he wasn't attracted to her, whatever. Okay. And they turned away from each other, but she didn't have a phone to do the whole me worship thing on Instagram. And, they were just surviving on the island by themselves, nobody to rescue them. Which one of them, if they completely ignored each other, which one of them, a red pill brother versus what y'all call a dime piece, which one of them do you think would break and come over to the other one first? The female. Because females thrive off of what other people think about them. Most of us black men, and O'Shea Duke Jackson he's an example of this. Most black men don't give a damn what anybody thinks about the way we look. We gonna be what the fuck we be. Okay. Females, it's almost like they're born into the world, a lot of them, with low self-esteem and insecurity. And to an extent, there's nothing wrong with that, because again, they're supposed to come together with a man to, make a whole, energy force. Okay. But they follow behind us. So if this female, I don't care how fine she is, she's only as good as the last dude that simped for her ass. Okay. If she ain't got no dudes lapping up after her and no bitches jealous of her, or so she thinks, she just gonna be another big booty, fat ass hoe up underneath the fucking coconut tree. See what I'm saying? And that's what black men have to understand. And if they don't understand that, they're kidding themselves. Ain't nothing gonna change. Now I'm about to shoot this brother Kid Organic the link right quick. Somebody sending me an email right now. Somebody say what? Somebody says, please unblock, bro. What's up? Okay, I'm gonna have to talk to you via email and see why I blocked you. If you're saying that I blocked you, I don't know what reason I would have to do that, unless it was a valid reason. So you're gonna have to give me a second, bro. If you're in the chat room, I'm not gonna say your name out here on the chat room because I don't know if you want me to do that. But yeah, guys, y'all gotta understand what I'm saying. These females ain't, it's just like shitty customer service. If you keep going back, then that's the definition of insanity. The only person that's the fool is you, because that person's gonna always do what they're gonna do. Let me send it's 6 o'clock, just past 6 o'clock Central Standard Time right now, guys. Let me send this to Kid Organic so I can get him on here, get him in the flow. I'm trying to do too many things at fucking once. Let me see. Oh shit. Yeah, guys. Okay, so we got 80 people in the live stream right now. That's fucking awesome. What's up, Antoine Wood? What's up, the Duke? What's up, Chi-Town Clowns Fives? What's up, the Fear TV? What's up, D-Rock Den? What up, Spirit of Justice? What's up, my boy, Merce Macero? Oh, brother, I gotta make you a mod, bro. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to do too many fucking things at once. Damn. Where is this man? I hate when I fucking do that. I'm looking for Kid Organics. Damn it, man. What the fuck did I do with his? Oh, hell no. I think I know what I did. Damn. I'm gonna have to go into my other email. Yeah, guys. Give me 1 second. What's up, Kurt Chris the God? I'm seeing people that aren't mods that should be mods. What's up with that? Did y'all unmod yourself? Which is fine with me, but seemed like some of y'all were in my last live stream. Kurt Chris the God says, I'm glad you fellas are being honest. I thought I was the only recovering sex addict in here. Yeah, and look, guys, I just got out of a I got out of a nightmare relationship less than a year and a half ago. Okay? Between 2015 and 2017, while I was preaching to you guys about, you know, um, how these black bimbos ain't shit, I was literally sleeping with the enemy and didn't even realize it. I realized I thought I was so intelligent and so ahead of the curve, so to speak, back in, between 2015 and 2017. But now I realize I was still relatively young and inexperienced in my pursuit of the truth going through that rabbit hole. I was still an apprentice. I thought I was an expert, but if I was an expert, I wouldn't have been with that hoe, you know. But now, fast forward 2 years later, well, 1.5 years later, I'm at the point now where not only do I no longer have a desire to be with these whores, I'm at a point where I literally do not even really think about them. I mean, to the extent of where I would think about them in a sexual way. Now, one of the things we're going to have to discuss, because I know a lot of you guys, um, and y'all have to excuse me because I'm shooting Kid Organic this link right now. I know a lot of you guys say that you have a problem with controlling your sexual urges, and that's perfectly understandable. I mean, you're a guy, you're a heterosexual male. It's nature. That's the way we were designed by our creator. It is what it is. We can't really control or help that, being sexually attracted to a female. But I need you guys to understand, and I'm gonna, I mean, I really don't need to go over them. Y'all grown. Y'all know that there are alternatives to, female pussy. Okay. I don't need to list them. To each man his own. Okay. But you have to ask yourself the serious question. If you really want a snowball's chance in hell of winning this gender war on a general scale or on an individual scale, are you willing to do what the fuck it takes to make these hoes change? Because if you are not willing to do what it takes, which is it's just like Malcolm X said about the black race versus the white race. Okay. He said the only thing that's going to solve this problem is complete and utter separation. Okay. If you are a heterosexual male who is attracted to women, is not completely okay with being on your own and separating from these bitches, okay, you're not willing to see change. And if you're one of the motherfuckers that's still lapping up after these hoes, pursuing them, I got bad news for you. You're part of the problem. As a matter of fact, now that I've been thinking about it, you're the main part of the problem. You're the main course meal. There can be no whore without willing dicks. Okay?
So, brother,
If there was no dudes that wanted to stick it in her, she would have to find another line of work. Since we own the thing of Kamala Harris, and I believe I have the brother Kid Organic, aka Organic the Illionaire in here. Yes, I do. Um,
Salute, brother. Can you hear me?
yeah, what's going on, my brother? What's
Can you
going
hear
on?
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
loud and
yeah.
clear.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a proper introduction as you deserve in just a second. But what was I just saying? So even Kamala Harris, you look at Kamala Harris, guys. But Kamala Harris, when she went on the Breakfast Club and was talking to that idiot Charlemagne, okay? Now here's a woman has, she's highly educated, professional black woman. She had a profession as a prosecutor and a lawyer, and now she's running for president of the United States. But even her, she realized that she was nothing without getting the attention of a man. That's why she had an affair with that black congressman in California on the come up. And that's why she was on a hip hop based fucking black radio show and podcast called The Breakfast Club, talking to black men, talking about if she get elected, she gonna cook you collard greens just like your mama fucking cooks, and she smoked weed and all of that bullshit. Why was she doing that? You really think she smokes weed and cooks collard greens in front of her white husband? Hell no, because she knows that she's gonna need black men to help her win the black vote, to help her win, the election if she gets, the Democratic nomination, which is unlikely anyway. So again, women are really nothing without men. We can survive without them, but they can't survive without us. And that's what y'all have to understand. As long as you putting these hoes up on the pedestal, you're gonna get the same treatment over and over again. So with that being said, with no further ado, let me introduce you guys, brothers, and the few sisters in here to the one and only Organic the Illionaire, aka Kid Organic. This brother is a powerhouse here in the Black Manosphere. You brothers have been telling me for a couple of years now that I should join forces, partner up with this brother, and do a live stream or do something. I finally got around to getting a chance to having this brother in here. And brother, I want to say that it is absolute true honor to have you on board with us tonight.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you very much. And salute to the chat room.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know where do you want me to start? It's so much
Well,
going on.
well, yeah. You had made a video that I saw. I believe that was last week, where you were referring to something in relation to O'Shea Duke Jackson and how he was a fraud because he was bringing the likes of Cynthia G and some other bimbos on his live stream. And this is something that I and several people that support my channel had taken note of late last year, like November, like towards the end of last year, and I made a video about it that was entitled something to the tune of "Has O'Shea Duke Jackson, has he turned into a simp, or something like that?" Because from my knowledge, he was the creator of the term, the original creator of the term, the Black Manosphere. Somebody forgive me if I'm wrong. But then when I made that video, and mind you, this was only about a week after I made a diss video that went viral on Black YouTube calling out Paris Milan. He somehow thought he was special, and he threw a temper tantrum, emailed me. He made some type of live stream video trying to get all in his feelings about it. And it was funny when I saw your video. Not only did it remind me of that, but it was so ironic because the same day that you made that video, I made a video that where I shared part of a live stream of this Nyla Says femtard that had a bunch of brothers on her live stream, including brothers that should know better because they call themselves red pills and MGTOWs. And one of these black men that was on Nyla Says' live stream arguing with these whores and these savages like Taz, this dude he practically lives on this other black femicunt's live stream called Renaissance Woman. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? And brother, that's when it hit me. It hit me like a fucking light bulb. These niggas ain't ready for most of them ain't ready for no damn red pill or no MGTOW, bro. They're just not, because they too busy lost inside of that rotted devastation that she has between her fucking legs. And as long as they're there, they're not ready. They are not ready for hashtag Marlboro man. They ain't ready for hashtag red pill. They ain't ready for hashtag nothing but hashtag simp and hashtag Captain Save-A-Ho. So what do you
Totally.
think about that, brother?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I
Go ahead.
totally agree. This is why I have the series Thirsty Black Men, which keeps the brothers in a uproar. They feel like, kid, why are you doing that series? You're blowing our cover. Why? Because of shit like this. You have too many black men. Now, again, I don't shy away from this. I don't watch too many people in the black sector. First of all, I'm always on the go. Secondly, a lot of these people now, there are brothers, content I do respect, like yours and
Mm.
others, but it's too much fighting. People say, well, kid made a video. Listen, man, I like to critique people. At least I do the video and jump off to the next video. I'm not on live stream arguing, cursing with with
Mm-hmm.
with this trash of a group of women who are on YouTube, and these guys continuously give them a platform, which I feel like it is a shame because
Mm-hmm.
Synthetic G and her friend and her ilk, they need to go ahead and disappear, but they can't disappear if the black men here on YouTube are continuously giving them a platform. Now, I can't tell people what to do on their platform, and you can't tell me what to do on my platform, but you have to set a certain standards. For an example, one thing I do respect about the hood is that if you go to the hood and you are not respected, you can't buy your way. You can go there with 100K and somebody gonna tell you, "Hey man, your money ain't good here." And so that method has to be applied with a lot of these black male YouTubers. Listen, hey, you went out, you're a contradiction. You spill nothing but hypocrisy out of your mouth. Listen, you can't be on my platform. I don't need your donation. I don't need nothing. You have to draw the line somewhere. And speaking of the donation situation, which I do donate, this black sector has become a big church, a bunch of people
Yep.
passing the collection tray around and preaching and fighting for views, man.
Yeah, man, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was just about to say that before you did. You know, I said a few years ago, before most people knew me, I said that there's nothing wrong with the internet. You know why? Because the internet is simply a reflection of its operators. Okay? The same, you think about this. The same shit that people were doing in churches, on the street corners, on these TV talk shows 20, 30 years ago in the black community, they're now doing it on the World Wide Web. Nothing has really changed, and nothing really does change for the black community, which is why these Negroes find themselves in the same rut that they find themselves in, time after time after time. Okay? How in the fuck can you expect change when y'all are still involved in the same bullshit ass drama that your fucking parents and your grandparents were in? You're still worshiping and looking up to the same corrupt ass backwards ass conniving ass plotting ass corrupt ass leaders. I mean, Cynthia G is a prime example. How many scandals does this bimbo have to be involved with before her supporters say, that's it, that's it, you're done, we're
Listen,
done
check this out.
supporting you?
We are in a clout chasing era. I do believe a lot of these guys are doing this for views. They want to be seen. They feel like they have to compete maybe with the hip hop crowd or compete with others. There is absolutely no reason why Cynthia G has been given a platform after what she has done and behaved and said the things she said about black men. I don't get it. And it does go to show that black men love trash. Black men love thoughts.
Yes, they do.
Black men love dusty, dirty women who don't practice what they preach.
Yep.
Black men love women who would get on a plane and fly coast to coast for some baby daddy cock.
Yep. You're right, bro. Because it's like, and hence the title of this video, and this is what I'm trying to, and hopefully you can help me help these brothers understand this. The title of this stream being MGTOW's colluding with Black Feminists, how the YT Black Manosphere has been compromised. Okay, when this whole thing with these black Negroes that claim to be MGTOWs and red pillars first started, when they were when they were allowing females to come on to their live streams. It came off the backdrop of that failed, I'm sure you're familiar with it, the Simone 56 hit list on Facebook back in March of 2017. And those females that tried to virtually assassinate all of us that were black male voices here on ScrewTube. And when after that failed, Crystal and Kerrigan came up with this frontin' ass little organization, this so-called anti-defamation knockoff organization for black women called SOS, Sisters Overcoming Stereotypes. But that quickly fell apart because of the simple nature of the black female, always in drama, always jealous of the other one, bickering back and forth like a bunch of fucking hyenas. And so when that fell through, it became clear to these femicunts and their minions that there was no way that they were going to be able to silence black men like yourself and me, or a David Carroll, or an Akwesi, or even a Tommy Sotomayor, that they don't like what we're saying about them. So then the next step that they did was, well, if we can't beat them, we'll join them and beat them that way. And that's what started to happen. You started having, these bimbos like a Paris Milan, a Cynthia G, a Nyla Says, who's that other whore? Irene Yvette. They started, schmoozing these guys, starting with O'Shea Duke Jackson, but continuing with a couple other brothers who I won't mention their names, because one of the brothers, he ain't really said nothing salty against me, but I have to acknowledge everybody knows who I'm talking about. But when these females started infiltrating black male spaces, and I noticed that happening, I said, man, it's a wrap. What are these
Hold
niggas
on, hold
doing?
on, hold on, hold on. They're not real quick. They're not infiltrating. The guys are inviting them in. You
Right.
listen, and see, I have to tell you the harsh truth. Okay, listen, man.
Hmm.
You can't get a bunch of guys that aren't used to being around women in elite
Yep.
way. They will abuse it. Okay, this is common sense. This is what you have. It's like, listen, I'd rather be around a piece of you know what than not be around a piece of you know what.
Right. No, you're right. No, continue.
No, go ahead. I
No,
just had to get that in there.
no, you're right. And that you actually make a lot of sense, because when you, for an example, when you see the way O'Shea Duke Jackson acts when he's around, like say a Paris Milan, it's like a kid in a fucking candy store. The way this dude is, I haven't watched many of his live streams, but the few that I have seen, he's always complimenting this hoe before she comes on. Let me bring this pretty, beautiful young lady in here, man. Just say you bringing a chick on, man, to talk on your damn show. Do you have to give her every flirt word in the fucking book before you? Will you have to give her every simp badge in the book before you bring her on your fucking show every time she comes on? And that's the thing. It's just like you said. A lot of these guys, they're talking all this shit about females, but they're not sincere about what they say. As soon as a female gives them even an ounce of attention, they lose their fucking mind. Okay, and what little bit of it they had left. So what I want us to try to focus on tonight's live stream is those of us brothers that are truly tired of the bullshit with these females. Okay, I want us to focus on understanding, and it's something that I had brung up to the brothers before you came on, kid. That if you are not willing to be psychologically on that island that I spoke about on the last live stream, where you can literally live your life without ever dealing with another piece of pussy again. That's not saying that you'll never have another piece of pussy. That's not even saying that one day you might not have wife and kids. Okay. But that means when one of these whores come around you and, shake it a little bit in front of you, or, give you a little smile and a look, if you're not willing to walk past that and look through that, then you're not willing to see black women change, because showing them that they have no power over you is the only way that they are going to change. Okay, that's the only way that there's any so much as any hope of black men winning the gender war. Okay, that's the only way, because as long as they know that they will have your full attention, as long as they know that they can reel you in bait, line, and sinker. They know that everything you say is just like it's gonna go in one ear and out the fucking other. It's like it's like just blowing hot air. It means nothing. Okay. That's why this idiot bimbo, you may be familiar with her kid, what's her name? Egypt Ann.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, this hoe made a video last year, when her and Sansa Ray and Minister Jack were beefing. She made a video called Black Men on YouTube in the Strip Club. And she mentioned you, she mentioned me, she mentioned David Carroll, she mentioned Aquazi, Tommy Sotomayor, and a couple other guys. And this female, mind you, is a former stripper or current stripper herself. Now, clearly she has mental problems, but one of the things she said in the video, she was classifying, call herself breaking down each black man on YouTube based on how she interprets what we say in our videos, and based on that, what type of black man we would be in the strip club. And it was completely lost on me. And I spoke with Brother Logic and Common Sense, aka Aquazi, about this. It was completely lost on us why this bitch would ever think that either one of us would come anywhere near a fucking strip club. I would go nowhere near a fucking strip club any more than I would go near a fucking Lamborghini, new car fucking shop if I wasn't a fucking millionaire. Okay? Not not trying to connect these raggedy bitches and their fucking used pussies to expensive sports car by any stretch of the imagination. But my point is, I don't believe in going and getting entertained by something that I don't own. Okay, I don't find that entertaining. Plus, a lot of them hoes are nasty as fuck. A lot of them are hoeing on the side. So, see, this is where the mentality of these females are at. They think no,
Oh,
they
real
think
quick.
that yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, real quick. Speaking of whores, I do believe a lot of these females that are here on social media arguing with black men are in fact whores or ex whores. They act like it.
Of course.
I mean, their whole character points to, it just didn't work out with Mr. Clean, and now I'm back here arguing with you and trying to make you feel guilty. And right now it's just a lot of back and forth, like ping pong or tennis here on social media. That's why I sit back and I don't get into a back and forth with people, but I do sit back and let off a few rounds. Um, Everyone else does it, but when I do it, it's like, oh my gosh, kid did it, and I just feel like the whole black sector, honestly, like the whole black sector is a joke. This is, I mean, you
It is.
have brothers who I actually that are serious, and they will, and like they're serious, and they are trying to teach and do something. But I mean, when you look at the activity that is going on in the black sector, you can't help but just like shake your head and or laugh. I
Hmm.
mean, I mean, look at these live streams that people are fighting and cursing and threatening each other on all day long. You have grown ass, crusty 40, 50-year-old men cursing out women, screaming at the top of their lungs. Big
Yep.
ass babies with diapers on. It is a complete embarrassment. And what's so interesting, they are getting a lot of views. People are coming to social media to see these big crusty ass babies.
Yep. And that's because most black people, they were bred, in mostly single mother homes in high drama environments. So naturally, that's why these even these stupid ass television shows like House Whores of Atlanta and Scandal and what's that other fucking minstrel show, Empire, do so enormously well on cable TV and prime time TV. I mean, that can equivalent to why these live streams of these beta males and these raggedy bitches do so fucking well, because most black people unfortunately have been primed, they've been trained, they've been almost nurtured and programmed, in high drama strung environments where shit that really should matter, like, oh, I don't know, global trade and domestic economics, doesn't matter a fucking damn. Most of them niggas can't even spell economics. But at the same time, them niggas will be able to tell you the last five fucking niggas that I don't know, Cardi B was fucking before she married that fool future, or that fool future married her. And that's
No, you're
that's one
talking
of the
about
comments.
Offset. No, Offset from the
Offset.
Migos.
Right, Offset. Okay. Yeah, see, that shows you how little I know about that shit.
And I heard she's pregnant again by him,
Yeah,
so she's going on number two.
I believe it. Right. And so, see, that's why we as black people can't really get anywhere. Because the stuff that should matter doesn't matter a beggar's damn to us, but the stuff that doesn't matter, this whole ass backwards mentality is really fucking killing us. And now, over the course of the last 10 years that we've had social media really popular, it's starting to spill itself over onto social media, and now the entire world is able to see for themselves the very dysfunction that has been there for the last 40 fucking years, but was only like kind of like hearsay or a rumor, or you heard about it through a rap music video. Now you can see it firsthand. You can see it and hear it firsthand through a fucking live stream, and it's really fucking pathetic. So I want to ask you, brother, do you agree, or what's your take on when I say that the only way, because this isn't just about the dysfunction that's been going um on you know YouTube with these Negroes that keep wanting to call themselves MGTOWs and red pills. But what is your take on my theory that there's only one way that black men are going to get black women to change, or there's only one way that black men can be free from the bullshit of these hoes, and that is that, not saying that they'll never get pussy again, or they can't acknowledge that a woman isn't physically attractive, but they have to be ready to completely separate themselves where they could do without a piece of pussy.
Well, that's discipline. They have to discipline themselves, and if you don't have discipline, that's off top. And if you don't have that, nothing's gonna work. So I mean,
Hmm.
until these men discipline their sexual drive, their thirstiness, their lack of etiquette, then they're going to continuously embarrass other black men. And this is the reason why I don't do live streams with a lot of people. I
Hmm.
don't interact because I listen, I come from a place as a content creator, not a subscriber. So we look at things
Right.
different. I create content, so I see how you create content. A subscriber, he's just a subscriber, and so he just look at the content. Some look at it to learn, others look at it just for entertainment, right? So
Right.
when I am a content creator, I can kind of pick apart other people content creation just like you can, because
Right.
we understand the process it takes to create this video, right? So what I'm saying is that the fact that we have all of these people on here that rather get on a live stream and embarrass Black America instead of just putting together a video and showing step by step your position or how you feel or what's wrong, or like real journalism. It's not this is what it's supposed to be about. It's all about a show now. It's a big church. It, it's
Yep.
a it's a it's a big church right now, and it's disgusting. And I know people say, "Well, Kid has been flying off a lot more jokes lately." Yeah, I don't mean to, but I just look at the black sector as a big joke. You
Yeah, it
mean to
is.
tell me? You mean to tell me you got a pregnant feminist on your platform talking down to the men, and
Yep.
and some people aren't articulate enough to even defend themselves, which is understandable. So I was let me tell you this. I was on a live stream with Reg the Bad Guy, and I was explaining to him this because I received an email regarding O'Shea Duke Jackson. And
Hmm.
so I ended up forwarding that email to Reg the Bad Guy to show him that, hey, it's authentic. Okay, so it's no backdoor stuff, no, just straight up. This is a guy who is concerned about the platform, which he should be. Okay, because if you're going to have certain people on and you support the platform, you should have a say so in it. Okay, this idea that you know it's just going to be what you want, that's not going to happen with some people when they have helped build the platform. And it is disrespectful to have unqualified people talking down to qualified people, because you do have a lot of successful black men and women who listen to these videos. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so when these people are up here talking, they have to be at least legit. Okay,
Right.
and so that is a issue that people are having, and this isn't anything new. This is said in the comment sections. However, there is a problem with people speaking out. I am a very outspoken person, so people, man, you should see my emails, man. You know how many people you do? You got people that offer me money to critique the whole black sector. You got people who want me to do a cartoon out of the whole black sector. Like, so these people understand that my value, not just my value, but my opinion and my predictions hold a lot of weight, and I appreciate that, and I salute everyone to that for that. So therefore, when I critique people, they take it really, really personal. They get really uncomfortable, and I
Mm-hmm.
understand this, and that's why I do it.
Right.
I know the words to use and things to say to get you out of your comfort zone, and people know that too. So that's why they come to me and say, "Kid, listen, there is some stuff going on, and we don't have anybody that's going to address it." And my issue is, why aren't there more people speaking out? This is just like a church. You see people doing wrong, and you're still not going to say nothing because you don't want to mess up the sister code or the bro code, and so therefore you're not making any progress.
Exactly. On what you said, I didn't even know O'Shea Duke Jackson was going to get in his feelings the way he did when I made that video about him last year. And I was just asking a question. I didn't directly attack what he was doing, because since after, what happened with the Simone 56 hit list and he got his channel back after it was taken down temporarily by YouTube, I wasn't even paying attention to his content like that, but people kept coming to me and sending me, little links to his live streams, and I was going on there looking. I see Paris Milan on there, and we all know what that bimbo is about, and I was just asking a question to my audience. Hey, what's up with O'Shea Duke Jackson? And this dude flew off the fucking handle. And this kind of attests to what Mr. Carroll talks about when he says how effeminate these black men are. Um, on that note, and on the note of this concerning the whole title of this stream, are you aware, brother? Because a lot of people have been talking to me about this. Are you aware of a certain brother on here? I still refuse to say his name because he ain't never showed no hostility toward me, but I had to call this out, and most people know who I'm talking about. This brother who made Renaissance Woman a moderator on his live streams, and now he practically, it's almost like it's his full-time job. He's over on her live streams like every fucking day. Are you aware of that, or that brother that I'm talking about
I have
in that
never heard.
situation?
I have never heard of Renaissance anything. A lot of these people I do not know. Again, I don't look at a lot of YouTubers. It, it,
Hmm.
it, I mean, listen, man. I have never seen a full video of Cynthia G's. That's how even, and I critique the shit out of her. So
Hmm.
that should let you know. I don't take a lot of these people seriously. That's why I'm trying to tell you that it's a joke.
Hmm. No,
You get what I'm saying?
yeah, I fully agree with you. The only way I know most of these people is because people they shoot me emails and links to this shit. 90% of it I don't pay attention to, but every once in a while when I'm bored, I'll click on the shit and I look, and it's just amazing to me the amount of dysfunction. I mean, Cynthia G, like you said, you critique the shit out of her. This is a prime example of what the fuck I'm talking about. This female is a former escort, a failed runway model that admitted that she used to go out on dates with white men to pay her bills, who has gotten pregnant by what to her is the definition of a beta male coon in Robert Perkins. That a man who already has 5 children by 5 baby mamas. Yet she's on here talking about the structure of white supremacy and black men being weak and beta male. I mean,
But hold on. But who gave her the platform? Black men who donate
yep,
to her. Black
exactly.
men, and then they turn around and talk down to you. And that's why I said, listen, man. Um, I'm listen. I don't
Right.
even feel like
Yeah, at least
listen.
it
Hold on.
speaks to us.
It speaks values, but I don't even feel like I'm in the black sector. I feel like I'm totally disconnected from a lot of things. I feel like I don't
Hmm.
fit in. You have all of these groups and cliques. Oh, and I wanted to talk about the group and clique thing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
because I do believe that is affecting views also. Because if we are supposed to be for black men, right, and even though
Right.
we're from maybe SYSBM, we are from the Negro Manosphere, we are from Escape, or we're just lone wolves, or we're just do our own individual thing, right?
I'm lone
And so
wolf.
my
Yep.
right, so my thing is, so my thing is, even though we are from different tribes, we all have one thing in common. We are all heterosexual black men who want to do good and want to see each other do good. However, if you pay attention to the black sector, everything has been divided up in cliques. So even if you may have a valid critique, they're not going to listen to you because they don't like you.
Yep.
And so this is what we had, and so this is what we have here: people taking sides, and it's like, well, okay, fine. Okay, if you want to if you want to take sides and you don't want to just stand up for black men, then fine. Me personally, I don't have a problem with anybody on social media. Are there some people I side eye? Hell yeah, I side eye like 90% of the black sector, especially the subscribers and well, not the subscribers, the trolls, because you have so many trolls, man. And I kid you not, brother Brian Solange, I have damn near 1,000 people blocked.
Dude.
Man, I have
Dude.
a lot of people blocked, man, because a lot of people are here for entertainment. They're not really here to, and I understand we all want to be entertained. Don't get me wrong. I come to
Mm-hmm.
YouTube sometimes for entertainment. What I'm saying is there's a time and place for everything. Okay, you got this amount of time for entertainment. Now let's get down to the nitty gritty, and so we can execute. We can give out advice, resources, whatever, and execute. Because again, it's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Since my channel has started to gain a little traction, I'm talking about my main channel because this is my alternate channel. I mean, I literally have spent a third of my time on YouTube over the last week booting trolls, and it's just unbelievable. It's like having an ant infestation. No matter how many of them little motherfuckers you step on, there's always 100 times more, to the point where I've been telling some of my most loyal followers, man, I'm gonna have to make some of y'all moderators because I don't know how you run your platform, but I'm the type of person, I used to be in my younger years. I used to be the type of person that would go back and forth with you in a flame war. I wouldn't give a fuck. I saw it as like a whole ego thing, and it's gonna be my ego over yours, like a virtual drag race. But now that I'm older and that I'm mature, and I understand what really matters in life, and that most of these people don't give a damn about me, thus I don't give a damn about them. They're not doing anything for me. I'm not the type of person that's gonna keep bickering back and forth with a stupid mother, especially somebody who doesn't produce their own content. That's just stupid for me. So, I don't have time for all of these idiots, and I certainly don't have time to, spend my time going to their channel, blocking their shit one after the next. And a lot of these fucking fools, there's one particular female troll on here specifically, and some of y'all in the chat room know who I'm talking about. They just won't leave it alone. You block one fucking you block one account, they'll come back with another one. Some of these idiots have close to 100 sock puppet accounts. What adult grown ass human being has time for that stupid shit? These aren't little 12 and 13-year-old kids, and that's what's so frightening. Even these black men that are arguing, and you had said, earlier, you had mentioned about black men on these live streams arguing and cussing at women. But if you really observe what's going on, what you will come to find is that most of these niggas, they are bickering back and forth more with each other on these females live streams than they are with the actual females, because they're trying to impress the ones arguing against what the dudes that claim to be red pill and MGTOW are saying. They're trying to impress the female, and to some extent the MGTOW and red pill dudes, they're trying to impress the fucking female as well. They don't even fucking realize it. It's like, how do you have time with everything that's going on in the real world? How do you have fucking time to sit up there and yell through a computer screen with a man that you've never met, know nothing about, over some bitch? I don't understand that. I personally don't understand it. Maybe you or somebody else can break it down to me. But as long as black men are doing stupid shit like this, and in the meantime, the white man is negotiating with North Korea, for control of the fucking world's, foreign trade and shit. As long as we're stuck doing petty, meaningless nonsense like this, we will never be respected amongst each other
That's
or other
why,
people.
yeah, that's why I do my own thing. I don't like to be grouped in. People try to say, "Oh, kid is from SYSBM. They worship white women." First of all, let me say this. I want to say this. I'm blunt enough. I have a good enough reputation that I will tell you how I feel. If I am representing something or I am from somewhere, I will tell you. I am a lone wolf. Now, are SYSBM members my brothers? Yeah, salute. But see, if you're gonna say anything negative about SYSBM, at least acknowledge that hey, they're homeowners, they're family men, they pay their taxes, they paid their bills on time, they preach liberty, they're not asking nobody for anything. So again, people on social media like to just act like they know certain things, and that's why you come to my channel, when certain people come to my channel and they want to spar with me, I tell them you better read that article first. You read that, or
Hmm.
don't come over here with your feelings. That don't mean nothing. That's not gonna get any. Your feelings ain't gonna get anything solved, but somebody shout or somebody beat up. That's all. That's all emotions do. You need to sit down, figure out what happened, then draw a conclusion. But
Hmm.
see, that is the hard work they don't want to do. And so, anytime you come to social media and you have a message like mine, yours, or other brothers, you are considered a hater or a coon. I'm like, a coon? Are you a coon? Like, I'm a coon? It's
Yep.
like,
That's what they'll say.
it's like you want to tell them you sob. And I remember I was on a live stream and I said, man, some of these guys, you try to be professional, but some of these guys on social media bring the nigga out in you.
Yeah, they do.
And I said, if there was a mechanism where you could spend $5 and people on social media that make you mad, you could stick your hand through the computer screen and slap them for $5, man, I will go bankrupt. I'll be slapping this. These are some idiots on here, man. I kid you not, Brian Solange.
Yeah, and that's like you. That's why I don't go on a lot of people's live streams. The only person whose live stream I went on was the brother in question from earlier. But I'm not even going on his live streams anymore. Pretty much, if I'm not hosting my own live streams, or it's not a brother like you that I've invited on my live stream to return the favor, I'm not going on live streams anymore because another thing that neither one of us has brought up, and I don't know if you've noticed this is when you go on a live stream as a true red pill, or what I now call a true Marlboro man brother, you are liable. You run a risk of getting what I call ambushed, virtually ambushed. And what I mean by that is you will go on that live stream for one purpose, to talk to what you thought was a certain circle of brothers, and will find that the person who is hosting the live stream brought somebody else on there that is ardently opposed to what you're about. I've had that happen on two different occasions to me. I went on JPV Junk Pile Videos live stream, and I don't think he knew the dude was gonna act like that, but he brought some frog sounding ass nigga on there that was like this old ass simp dude, and he was talking dumb shit to me. This was during the whole Bill Cosby sentencing thing, that kangaroo court, where they sent him to prison for 3 to 10 years. And I was on there, we were all reacting to it, and there's this goofy ass nigga on there called Benzo, and he was talking about, man, y'all need to quit with all y'all woman hating shit, man. What's up with you younger generations of niggas? You gotta know how to caress a bitch. You gotta know how to finesse a bitch. You gotta know how to undress a bitch. I'm like, this sound like some fucking troll in my comment section, not somebody that's supposed to be on a fucking Google Hangout. What the hell is this? And I
But you
found,
have to real quick. What you have to I'm sorry. What you have to understand is the internet has made the world smaller. You actually have idiots out there who actually think like they're Brian Solange. I
yeah,
know, but the internet has made the world smaller.
no, you're right. You're right. I mean, I just And I said after that happened to me, and I cut that part of the live stream out. JPV, he apologized to me and everything, and I told him it wasn't your fault unless you knew this motherfucker was like this already, and you didn't tell me. It wasn't your fault. I put that up on my channel to show everyone just how dysfunctional these Negroes are. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy, he kept referring to me as a young man as I was trying to rebut what he was saying and tell him, look, I'm not interested in being with these females. And he kept saying, young man, I'm more experienced than you. Was frightening to me. And Mr. Carroll, one of the few YouTubers that I listen to with frequency, he said this, is that these are not young teenage men, young men in their 20s, that are for the most part immature and still developing in the brain. These are 40, 50, sometimes even 60 crusty, dusty ass men like Benzo. That, I mean, this dude sounded like he was twice my fucking age. Sitting up here talking some stupid shit about you got to know how to finesse a bitch, you got to know how to undress a bitch, you got to know how to caress a bitch. And he's sitting up here telling me when we got at the height of our argument, he told me that to take my skirt off because I was saying fuck these hoes. And I'm saying, well, damn, dude, if you are the example that these younger niggers have to live by, then they don't have much to work with, do they? And that's what's frightening. The black men, a lot of the black men that are older are just as fucked up, if not more fucked up than some of the younger ones. So where is the leadership, online or off for the black community and specifically for the black male? It's non-existent for the most part. And those of us who do speak truth, to power, those of us who do speak common sense, you see how we get treated, constantly attacked, constantly berated, constantly people trying to discredit what we say, constantly people trolling our shit, flagging our videos. It's ridiculous. And that's why, I'm like you. Well, I don't know if you're alone, you consider yourself a lone wolf, but I'm pretty much a lone wolf at this point.
Ow!
Amen. However you classify it, because it's no way to. I'm not gonna be like Taz and some of these other fools on here yelling at the top of my lungs, nearly going into cardiac arrest, arguing over some issue as menial as what's between a female's legs. I'm not gonna fucking do that. There are far too many more important things in life and in this fucking world to be worried about than
But you
some
know what?
bitch.
Brian Solange? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
You know what? Not only do you have to watch these women, you have to watch these men too.
Of course.
Are you familiar with a Mexican YouTuber who makes nonstop videos about black men? And I have gotten into
Yep.
it with him many of times. Are you familiar with him? I'm not going to say his name.
He made, if you're talking about the guy that I think you're talking about, he made a video about me when I was critiquing that situation between Jap, Egyptian, and Sansaray. And the funny thing was, I didn't even respond to him because he's just that insignificant to me.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now, this guy called black men monkeys and apes, and that's why they're castrating you in the Middle East. And there's a guy on social media, right here on YouTube. He goes by the name of Mr. Research, and I got him screenshot over there talking about me to this racist Mexican guy, telling him kid don't have a daddy. He this like just dragging me. I'm like, wow, why would you go to? And you say you're for black men. That's why I say these guys aren't for black men. They're just for the black men in the group. I'm like, why would you go to a racist channel and slander another black man? I got the screenshots, and I mean, just disgusting. So you have to, a lot of these guys. That's why I do my own thing, because a lot of these guys, they do things and they don't want to be called out for it. I mean, I would never do anything like that. If I have an issue with you, I've always came to people straight to their face or put a video out to them directly. I never went to a third party. That's that. Excuse my language, but that's some bitch shit. These dudes were these guys are some. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. These are some bitch dudes, because if he would have done that, let's say in the mid 2000s, he would have been
Hmm.
taken for a ride, man. That is treason. That is disrespect. That is the lowest of the low. And see, they do this on social media because they can get away with it. And a lot of these guys you cannot deal with, and you have to let them go. It's a lot of jealousy, hate, and envy on social media. Trust me, it is a lot.
I noticed it seemed like the realest um black men on YouTube are the ones who ride alone, and they're not part of these cliques that you talk about. Um, like this one brother, I don't know if you're familiar with him, David Carroll. He talks about how black men they gossip just like bitches, and a lot of them he said, just like you said, and like me, he keeps his circle of black men very very small because he knows that at any given time, just like a female, just like a bitch, one of these dudes will turn on you in a second. He could just wake up one day and damn near be on his period, even though men don't bleed every every fucking month. A lot of these dudes, the only thing that even classifies them as men is that they have a dick between the legs, I think. And that's one of the fucking problems. So many of them have been effeminized by their bitch baby mamas. They don't know how to act like fucking men. So you can't trust them to be a man and reason like a fucking man.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I call it the love you today and hate you tomorrow. People
Yep.
are wishy washy. I've said things on social media and people are like, oh my gosh, kid said that. But then when you look around social media, the social media realm, the social media spectrum, and you see all these people fighting, cursing each other out, and it's
Yeah.
like you have the nerve to say anything about me. You have a female
Mm.
who is printing up shirts calling black men dusty beta males,
Right.
a dusty beta male coon, meanwhile pregnant by a black male. Like,
Right.
what type
Imagine
of
that.
sense does that make? Like, and then these
Imagine that.
guys, and listen, and see, I'm glad that there is a segment of black men that are speaking up. They're like, enough is enough with this shit, man. Let these whores disappear. Listen, there's better women here, and I know them. I talk to them. Women here with a very high IQ that should get on these platforms and speak, man. Really, I mean, the fact that people go to the lowest common denominator all the time. These women, Cynthia G and her ilk, they're trash.
Mhm.
They don't have anything to bring to anything but their looks and maybe their problems, their issues, their past, their family problems. That's it. What has Synthetic G brought to social media? What has Miss Fake Milan brought to social media? Miss Fake Milan is 26 years old, still at her mama house, putting her name on the orange juice on YouTube,
Yep.
talking the most shit.
That
And
you
that's
know that
allowed, and that's allowed because you can put on a pound of makeup and a goddamn toupee.
Exactly. Paris Milan is just I mean, she is her own favorite little victim. She is a permanent victim in her fucking mind. I'm not even gonna get started on that whole, but man, I was warned when she first came on YouTube to stay the fuck away from that hoe. Somebody that worked with her at a modeling agency or something like that, they said stay away from this female. And I mean, every no matter what you do, she's gonna find a way to claim that you slighted her in some way. She's in her mind, I don't know what happened to her as a little kid, but in her mind, she's just a permanent victim. She's always mouthing off about colorism this and colorism that. This is the same bimbo talking about she gave a white boy her number and is more dressed up than a fucking China damn doll sitting in somebody's fucking doll cabinet or something, with all kinds of makeup on and weave, trying to look as Eurocentric as she can. And oh, by the way, has a first and last name named after two European fucking cities. Why wasn't she named, fucking, I don't know, Nairobi, fucking Johannesburg or something? Why the fuck was she named Paris Milan? And
Yeah,
then,
what they do is if they don't like you, they flag your videos. That's what they do.
right,
They flag your. That's how they get their get back. They go behind the scenes and flag your videos.
right. But somebody like her, she will threaten litigation against somebody like me for simply making a video critiquing her. But then This is the same bimbo that can sit up and talk shit about anybody on her videos that she damn well pleases. And see, again, why do black women get away with this? Why is, just like you said with Cynthia G, who's a walking train wreck, obviously. Why do these women get away with this? Why is Paris Milan's channel now, it's even bigger than Cynthia G's, even though Cynthia G came on the scene 2 years before her? It's not because of black women. Black men are behind this, and this is what I was trying to. This is the whole
I don't mean to
purpose of
cut
this
you off.
live stream. Yeah,
Real
go ahead.
quick, I don't listen. I don't know what you guys call big platforms. I subscribe to people with 5 million subscribers. That's
Well,
a
yeah.
big platform.
Well,
I
yeah.
like this little stuff that they're doing. They're just trying to, be seen. That's not 80K, 70K. That's cool for the black sector, but if you
Right.
were to put that against the leading channels, that's not even 1%. You got people with 10 million subscribers, 5 million, 4 million, 2 million. You got people with 5 million Twitter followers, and their retweets are off the chain. So
Right.
she's right. I mean, I don't. I understand what you're saying
Hmm.
based on the black sector standards, but that's average.
Right. Right. Of course. Yeah. I mean,
If you
as
throw
far
on
as the
some makeup in hold on, if you throw on some makeup in a toupee, you can get there also. It's not that
oh,
hard.
of
Just
course.
just look like Krusty the Clown.
Right. I mean, everybody knows that these bimbos, I was about to say this bimbo, but using plural, they're not, getting these huge followings because of their fucking talking points. They're getting it because they're putting on all of this shit and making these weak-minded ass niggas dicks hard. That's the reason why they're getting all this attention. And yeah, I mean, of course, not even somebody that's on the scale of a Tommy Sotomayor, he's big in the black sector of YouTube, or this black sector of YouTube, because there's actually, unbeknownst to most people, several different black sectors of YouTube. There's the makeup tutorials, there's, the interracial people, there's the, world travelers, the hip hop. That's the biggest black sector of YouTube, the hip hop sector of YouTube. And then there's this sector of YouTube where we talk about and address black issues. So yeah, nobody over here is going to get, you know, over a million. I don't even think Tommy. I think Tommy has like what, two, maybe 300,000 subscribers, and that's a lot. But of
The
course, it's
Advice Show
nowhere
has a
near.
million. The Advice Show has a million.
Yeah, but like I've been thinking the advice show, like, is he really like I mean, yeah, he talks about black issues, but he's more of like a report the news in general type of guy, though, isn't he? Or is
Yes.
he? I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
really
watch it.
watch him, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I just know it's a lot of hypocrisy.
right. I don't watch him that much either, but from what I've seen, he's not like really like digging into it like a lot of us do, when we go in on stuff. So he seems more like a kind of like a anywhere, any which way the wind blows. Because from what I understand, people were telling me when he first came on YouTube, he was trying to. And you have a lot of these people who like try to piggyback off of other people that they see. He was trying to be like a Tommy Sotomayor, referring to ratchet black women as a certain type of way. But then when that didn't work out for him, he switched to, kind of inching towards like, the pro black Hotep sector, trying to side with, black awareness. And then he kind of recently he's kind of fallen somewhere in the middle where he's just kind of talking about black issues that are like in the news in general, and kind of sticking in the middle. So I don't really, I can't say that he's part of the black sector. He's definitely not like a you or me, where we're going hard in the paint on, all this ratchetness and dysfunction that we see. But yeah, I don't really know where he falls. But yeah, brother. So I want to ask you, because we know what the problem is, and this is what I was talking about on my last live stream with some brothers that were on there. We know what the problem is, and the problem is not just black women; it's these black men who are propping these hoes up financially, psychologically. They're acknowledging them for who and what they are. What are some my solution is my personal solution is black men have to be ready to leave these hoes completely alone. Okay. what solution do you think is gonna work as far as, Negroes that are complaining about the problem but don't know how to fix the problem? What kind of solutions do you think can solve this, or can it be solved?
No, as a whole, no, it's pretty much done. As a individual, yeah, but it again, discipline. You have to be able to discipline yourself and say no to things and turn your back on your cravings. And until black men are able to do that, nothing is going to nothing is going to happen. The fact that you still have black men on lives running to these women channel for advice. I mean, you're not listen, you're supposed to lead, not her. Why are you running to these women channels for advice and you are supposedly a heterosexual male? And so listen, man, we are at a point where we are just going to have to do for ourselves. If these guys are going to do that, there's nothing you can do. A lot of these guys just want to be around a piece of puss. That's it. They
Yep.
don't even if it has herpes, they have to be
Yep.
around a piece of puss, right?
Yep.
So they don't really care. So what you have to do is just worry about yourself and let them do whatever they do. And if they come over to your channel or they want to debate or they want to, you tell them, hey man, pick up that magazine, pick up that book, pick up that newspaper, and get your facts straight. Do not come over here with any emotions.
Right. You're right, bro. You're right. I've programmed myself now. When I see a female, especially a black female in public, I don't even look at them. I look right through them. That's not to say, because my attitude is, it's not that I'm not physically attracted to a woman, but I've just programmed myself to just shut completely down when I'm around them hoes, because where I am at this stage in my life, I'm at a point where I feel like, even though I have a lot and I've been through a lot, and I've built a lot for myself, I'm still developing. And with development brings a lot of problems. It brings a lot more problems than it does solutions. So my philosophy on life is very simple. Look, and I told my ex this before we broke up. Look, I have enough problems in and of myself. I don't need nobody else's baggage. I don't need nobody else's fucking problems. I don't need nobody else's bullshit coming into my life. Because when you become emotionally connected with someone, when you live with them, when you decide to have a relationship outside of just sex with them, okay, what you're doing is you're connecting yourself to that person, kind of like the internet. And any shit that they're about or they've been about, and any, for that matter, any shit stain that's connected to them, that is another person, or the problem of another person, is going to indirectly or directly be connected to you, thus adding stress onto your life. Okay. And I feel like I don't need that at this point in my life, really ever. I told my audience this the other day, and a lot of people are looking me sideways about this. Skip all this shit that's going on YouTube. I honestly could give a fuck if I woke up one day and I never saw another female for as long as I fucking live. It would not bother me. And I'm not saying that because I hate women, but because I understand what a lot of these black men do not understand. And everybody in the chat room, I want y'all to listen to this. Okay? Understand this. When you complain about black women or any man, understand nobody on this planet, unless you gave them some money, nobody owes you jack shit. Okay? And everybody is going to live for their fucking self first and primarily. Even if they're doing something to make you feel good, there's a good ass chance that they're benefiting from it. So when you try to argue that, you know, when we complain about, these people that are acting fucking stupid, you have to understand they're acting out of their perspective on life. They're not trying to do you any favors any more than that telemarketer is when they call you with some deal or some fucking 500. You just won $5,000. Sign here to get your money. Okay. Nobody on this planet is trying to do you any favors but you. All right. Selfishness, self-centeredism is a natural, it's a natural aspect of life. Okay? You can't expect anybody to do for you or think like you but you. Okay? And because you can't expect anybody to do for you or think for you or benefit you but you or primarily you, then it's no point in worrying about trying to convince somebody to be what you want or what you need them to be to benefit you, because it's not going to fucking work. Okay? So if you get with a female, you have to understand, no matter how much y'all love you, you claim to love her or she claims to love you, at the end of the day, this is a being, a living, breathing being separate from yourself. Okay? And as long as she is separate from yourself, whether it's loving you or betraying you, she's going to do what she feels is best for her, even if it's not best for her. And a lot of times these hoes fuck up. We know that. But at the end of the day, she's going to do what the fuck she wants. So what you have to ask yourself is it really worth it fucking with this bitch? Because she's not me. And if you're not ready to do that, you're not ready to see a fucking change.
I
You're
told
not
I
ready to live free.
I
Go ahead, bro.
totally I totally agree. A lot of these women are a liability, man. You got to make sure when you get involved with these women, you are getting involved with the right one. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be able to screen women very well. But you have a lot of brothers who can't. They actually don't even care. As long as they can get their rocks off, they do not care. And
Mm-hmm.
I made an example a few videos back, meaning like the black male, he doesn't really care if he has an issue with the black woman or not. As long as he can still get his rocks off, he doesn't care. He really, and you see that in the black sector. And so I am glad that you do have a lot of brothers that are starting to speak out now, because people don't speak out. I feel like people feel like they don't want to break the bro code. And again, I said, listen, there is no bro code when you have people that are not right, and they should be called out. No one is above criticism. You know, I understand. Again, people take my criticism the harshest, which it is understandable. However, no one is above that. And what you have right now is that you're gonna have to just do for yourself. I mean, it's okay to do videos about these guys and warn other brothers about them and let them know what's going on. But overall, you have to be a individualist. You have to do for yourself. You can't worry about these other people because they're headed off the cliff. They really don't care. They don't. They're not trying to learn anything. Everything is entertainment. Everything is entertainment to these people.
Mm-hmm. Now, brother, I did want to get to this. And I had discussed this on my last live stream with a couple of brothers. Now, and you know, we don't have to go into detail of as far unless somebody wants to, as far as what the alternatives are. But I spoke with brothers, you know, based on what I said just a minute ago, before you opened up. I said that, you know, the only way black men are going to see a change on an individual level is complete separation, or at least in your mind, you have to be willing to let them go. Even what was his name? Robert De Niro said on that movie Heat. He said, "Never, never, ever be in a situation where you can't walk out on something or someone if you feel the heat coming around the corner in the blink of an eye." Okay. And that's where black men have to be, even if they are still dating these hoes. So I was explaining to brothers that, you know, I understand that sex is natural. Okay. We're heterosexual beings, you know, whether you're homosexual, whatever your thing, sex is a natural part of life. And I understand that a lot of people, you know, they feel like, hey, you know, just like I want to eat, just like I want to get good sleep, you know, just like I want to go out and drink and do other shit, you know, sometimes I want to have sex. So you're telling me to leave, you know, women completely alone? What I'm saying is, okay, you can still, you know, find sexual satisfaction, but in the year 2019, with as fucked up as things are nowadays, you have to be willing to look possibly at alternatives. You know, no matter what it is, you may have to look at alternatives to human pussy. I'm not joking. And I know a lot of men are not there yet. And I understand that. Okay. And you know, society, it shames men primarily for that think like this. You know, Japan, their companies, they're coming out with these cybernetic dolls that are life size, and computerized, and people are shaming that. But why are they shaming that? For the same reason that they outlaw prostitution, because that gives a man too much power and control over his sexuality. And if men ever become sexually free like these whores are done, and they know it, because men are the driving force not only behind how they act, but how they obtain their resources to live and put themselves up as some fucking fake queen. So, what is your theory, brother, on um men? You know, should they be open to alternative forms of sexual gratification?
Well, me personally, I'm not into sex dolls or robots. Now, if there are men that are into that and they are tired of women, they are looking for a replacement. Hey, man, do your thing. But that's not my thing. I like the real thing,
Hmm.
baby.
Hey, and there's nothing wrong
And
with that.
yeah, no, yeah, without a doubt. And I understand where you're coming from. But that's extinction. You do know that also. And so, people may not have a problem with that. It may you do have people that feel like, especially Hebrew Israelites, hey, 2/3 got to go. So you do have
Hmm.
people that don't have a problem with that. It depends on depending on what type of person that you are. Now, if you're going to survive, you guys are going to have to you're going to have to figure out a way to work this out and learn how to respect each other and keep the government and social media out of your business. However, that is too far gone. The majority of the black woman time is spent gossiping about a star or a TV show. She's gone. She's not even. I mean, you have women on YouTube talking about bear mace. Don't even know what bear mace is. So I feel like you got to do for yourself, man. And if you find a black woman who feels the same way you do, then so be it. You understand? Because you do have
Hmm.
black women who feel like you. You know, you just because
Hmm.
you haven't met them or just because you haven't talked to them, you do have black women who feel like you. Like, what the fuck is going on out here, or what's going on with black people? And I'm not telling you or anyone who to date, who to marry. That's on you. But what I'm saying is that you're not the only person out there who feels the same way that you feel. You just haven't met them, talked to them, or anything like that. And as far as what could solve the problem in Black America is both genders would have to come together. Without that, nothing's going to be solved.
Hmm. See, and I understand what you're saying, brother. For me, because I feel like I have a ultimate understanding of what the most important thing in life is. It's not what most people think it is. Not even love. I mean, statistics prove that's only a four-letter word. The most important thing in life is survival, and that can be proven. Because without survival, there can be no inventors, there can be no innovators, there can be no corporations, there can be no politics, there can be no reproduction. Survival is the most important thing. And when I say survival, I'm not talking about survival of the species from where I'm sitting. Survival of yourself, okay? Because a lot of people, on the thing of extinction, because I understand the way everybody else looks at this world and the way they look at me, where if I'm not doing anything for them, they're not doing anything for me. I have just one simple question. Why should I give a fuck if the species it's despicable as this planet is? I'm sure you heard of that story of that dude that threw that 5-year-old kid off the balcony at the Mall of America, or maybe you didn't,
Yeah,
just a
I heard
couple of
about it.
days ago. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
despicable, the way these whores act, the way they treat men, particularly us black men. you know why should I give a damn what happens after I die? I'm just asking myself, just asking this in general to help people understand where I'm at. I've already decided that I don't care to have kids. Whether that happens to me or not, I'm not looking for it anymore. And I understand what you were saying. See, I understand a lot of brothers are not at the level of not give a fuck that I'm at. And I respect that. I respect that. I can still, have people on my live stream
No, no,
and
no, no, no. Hold
we
on, real quick.
share.
I don't give a fuck either. No, I'm with you, but there's levels to it. There's levels of I don't give a fuck. Like
Right. No, I understand that.
you're at the extreme level. Like, listen,
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that damn blow up doll before I take another bitch shit. I
Right.
understand what you. I totally understand.
Mm-hmm. Right. Because see, my thing is, okay, I have found a way to sexually satisfy myself. I have found a way, just like I find a way to eat by myself. I can go to the movie I can do everything that I need to do or that I want to do in life. I can go to the bar by myself, to the club to myself, on vacation by myself. Okay. So what reason, you know, I understand there are a few black women trickling around out there somewhere over the rainbow that are actual real women that aren't like 90% of these whores that we see on social media and even at the local Walmart. But my question is, with all the, and I'm not asking you this directly, I'm just saying in general, okay? With all the problems that life presents to a man, especially a black man on an individual level, why the hell should I go looking for a needle in a shit stack, not a haystack, in a shit stack the size of Central Park in New York City? I feel like it's, how brothers say the juice is not worth the squeeze. I feel like it's, the skirt is not worth the chase. Even if there is one good one out there, why am I wasting my time looking for when the odds of finding that are almost the odds of me winning the state lottery nowadays is so bad with these hoes. So that kind of feeds into my point where I tell brothers, look, we can talk about the problem with these hoes all day long. And everybody makes, well, not everybody, but a lot of people make very valid points. But at the end of the day, if a person is not willing to completely disconnect from the problem to the point where they can live with it, you can have a nice little fine young mommy living in your crib, you're fucking like a porn star with each other, doing what y'all do, going out, or you can live without it. Okay, where you don't have to see a bitch ever again. Maybe you'll get one, maybe you won't, but that's not a priority to you. If black men are not ready and willing to take it or leave it, they are not ready and willing to see change in these females. You know, that's just how I see it. Because as long as they know that black men particularly are going to keep putting up with their bullshit, these swirlers included, as long as they know that they can always fall back on black men when they get their nigga wake up call with these white boys, they're going to keep acting like fucking fools. If they knew
It's
there was nothing to come, yeah, yeah. No, I want you to chime in, but I was just one other thing. I was gonna say, if they knew that there was nothing, they had nothing coming when they crossed back over the color line. You really think so many of them would go over there and act like fucking fools? I don't think so. So yeah, that's where I'm at. No, I'm sorry, brother. Continue.
Yeah, the men enable them. That's the problem. They are allowing them on their platform, and you can't tell people what to do. But I would just wish these women would be done. Get a higher caliber woman of a woman or women on you guys' platform. Someone who is respectable. Someone who can do a book review. Someone who can give some advice. Someone who can direct you to a place of employment instead of putting people on your platform that brings nothing but evil, hate, disrespect. That's it. That's all Synthetic G and her ilk bring to certain platforms. And that is another reason why I don't get on platforms, because you can get on a live stream with someone and you guys can hash it out, it'll be good. The moment that live stream is over, everything is back to the same. So it's really no
Yep.
reason to get on a live stream because nothing changes. Now I understand people like the live stream because it's rapid. You don't have, the person can't think about what they're gonna say. Like when you record something, you can stop and pause and replay. No,
Right.
people on the live stream can listen to you just straight spit. So that's why
Right.
the live stream is very important and it's popular. However, nothing about the live stream changes. I've sat back and watched guys in a live stream this month. Just peep my head in, and for the last 2 months, I'm not gonna say
Hmm.
any names because it's none of my business. I don't care. I have my own, I have my own little verbal disagreements here on social media. But yeah, you have a lot of people here on social media, here in the black sector of YouTube, that fight, they argue, they scream, they threaten each other, they put each other business out there. I don't do any of that. You don't do any of that.
No,
It seems
no,
like it seems like the people who speak logic and the people who are speaking with some sense, we are made out to be monsters, predators, when you have savages, grown, crusty 40, 50, 60-year old men sitting up cursing women out on live streams.
that's the other thing that's incredible to me about Cynthia G. She's always talking about crusty, dusty ass beta males, but that's exactly the type of niggas that she has on her live streams, and she goes onto the live streams of that. It just completely baffles me, the disingenuousness of these whores, and that's
Because they don't, real
no. Go
quick,
ahead.
because there's no consequences, there's no repercussion. They know they can go out and do anything they want to do, and no one is going to do a thing about it. That's why they do it.
Yep,
and
yep.
and see, there's no rules in Black America. I've been saying this. There's no rules. The only rule in Black
Complete
America,
anarchy. No,
it,
I'm sorry. I was just saying complete anarchy. I was agreeing with you. Continue.
no, yeah, and I totally agree. Complete anarchy. But I'm saying the only rule that applies in Black America is everyone has to agree with you, and if they don't agree with you, you are a coon. And
Yep.
until people, and I mean, we can agree that this word or term "coon" has been used out of context many of times. Just like mammy, right?
Right.
But what I'm saying is that the word coon needs to actually fit, if it's going to fit, if you're going to use that word. That word has been used for people who just don't agree with you, which it doesn't hold any weight. And I think Black Americans should get back to understanding the meaning of words. Etymology, the origin of words. And I think that'll help Black America out with our vocabulary also, where we don't have to rely on slang. And it just, a lot of things have just been mixed up. And we have it's so many problems. We have so many fires that are burning, and can't not one person put it out. And again, you cannot have, and see, this is a controversial topic right here. And I think I may do a video on this, on how you can't have men who are not used to being around women the head of certain organizations, because they just don't know how to act when they finally get in within arm reach of a vagina.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not,
Exactly.
and real quick, that's not a shot at anyone. That's just goes to put in place that, hey man, there needs to be rules. Once these women disrespect you, they need to be done, over, finished, finito.
Yep. Yep. And I wanted everyone in the chat room to take note of something. As me and my special guest, the powerhouse here in the Black sector, YouTube, Kid Organic, aka Organic the Illionaire, or Organic the Illionaire, aka Kid Organic, are interacting, acting, and reacting with one another. And take that in stark contrast to a lot of the other live streams of, say, a Renaissance woman or a Cynthia G or a Paris Milan, or fuck it, I'll just go ahead and say it, an Obsidian, where black men are going on these live streams and looking for confrontation with other black men. Okay. This is the problem. Okay. You notice, is as outspoken as I am, as high energetic, as fast talking as I am in most cases. You notice very seldomly am I in running, gunning, yelling matches with anybody that's on my live streams or when I go on other people's live streams. If we have a disagreement, you know, we use diplomacy, and we address the issue respectfully, okay? And or we just change subjects and move to something else. We don't butt heads and get into these yelling matches like a bunch of effeminate bitches. Okay. This is how real men, no matter what race you're talking about, interact with each other. And you notice that specifically not almost, on every Brian Solange live stream. And on almost, I got to say that because I have no control when I go on somebody else's live stream. So I have gotten into it with idiots. But on almost every other live stream that I've gone on to, okay, most people know that in spite of, my energy, when I talk, I'm not about all that dumb shit. because black men have too many fucking enemies than to be bickering and arguing and act like fucking fools with each other. Okay, me and Kid Organic, we can sit up here, we can talk about the issues. We had a slight little movement of the eye over dealing with bitches, but still we can respect each other, and talk about these issues, and be on the same page 99% of the time. See, Kid, you know what I noticed? And I think you noticed this too. It just occurred to me. Most of these niggas that be going on these live streams acting like fucking fools with each other and these bitches, because of the way they were raised. Remember I said earlier about them being from high drama environments, dysfunctional environments. A lot of them go on to these live streams looking for a fight, looking for an argument, looking for something to act fucking stupid about. Wouldn't you agree? They don't go on there to have an intellectual conversation. They go on there to act like fucking fools.
because they're
That's
not
their intent.
because they're not intellectuals. They don't have any logic. That they're not. They're ignorant people who come to social media and act like they have something to say and something to prove. But then when time goes on, you can dissect them and say, "Man, what the hell you talking about?" You get
Right.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely. It's amazing how, like, a you or me, or even when I had y'all, some of y'all remember I had Brother Logic and Common Sense, or Babatunde Umana. um, I had some of these brothers that come on my live stream, and how we can just sit and talk with each other as black men. And, you know, sometimes somebody may say something that somebody disagrees with, but there's not this quick, oh, nigga, come on, nigga. And another thing I noticed these live streams, dudes, they'll get loud real fast to try to draw a provocation from the other dude if he says something that the other dude don't like. Like, come on, nigga, what's wrong with you, nigga? You know that. And I'm like, dude, real normal men don't act like that. Bitches act like that. And another thing I'll notice, and I know you said you don't listen to a lot of these fools. I don't either, but the few that I've caught, I'll notice that when the dudes start yelling at each other and acting like fools, bickering back and forth with each other, the bitches, the females, they'll just get quiet. They'll just get completely quiet. Like on their side, you can hear a pin drop, and they're just listening to these men acting like they're little high school cheerleader girls that had a falling out because one of them is fucking the ex boyfriend of the other. Grown ass men acting like this, and the women, for the most part, they'll just get quiet unless one of the dudes say something off the chain to them. And I'm thinking to myself, these dudes don't even realize this is why these females have no respect for your ignorant black ass. Because you're acting just like one of them. And they get a kick out of knowing that you're an effeminate made bitch beta male that doesn't know how to reason like a black man, especially when you're around another black man. Well, I mean, I never understood. I don't know about you. I never understood the purpose of arguing anyway. Let me ask you this, Kid Organic. When was the last time you got into a heated argument with somebody and it weakened their resolve? Even if you were completely in the right, you knew it and you knew that they knew it. When was the last time somebody conceded to you in a yelling match?
Never.
Exactly. So what the fuck is the purpose of arguing? When somebody starts disagreeing with me, I get like not nervous in the sense of scared. I will defend myself if I have to, but I'm like, oh Lord, please don't let this be derailed. I'm not looking for a fight every time I talk to somebody, which is why I avoid most people. Subject for a video we already did. But it's like a lot of these guys, they're looking for confrontation. They couldn't possibly think that arguing and yelling and insulting and even threatening this person that's across from them is going to solve anything. Nobody has ever said, "Oh well, you calling me a fucking fool." I don't like how you disrespecting me right now, but I understand where you're coming from, brother. You're right. You don't have to call me a fool, but you know, I feel what you're saying. Okay, I agree with you. Nobody has ever done that. No bitch has ever done that. So what's the purpose of arguing and fighting? Again, that's a rhetorical question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway, right? So yeah, so let me ask you this, brother. Before we go ahead and wind this down. Um I don't know if I asked this before, but how okay, it's obvious that the Black Manosphere has been compromised, right? So how do our supporters and those of us who know better, I guess, so to speak, what is the best advice for us moving forward as far as how we react to what's going on outside of our own individual platforms, and how we kind of keep the parasites out, and focus on what we're trying to do? What's the best way to go about doing that, I guess I should ask.
Um, well, first thing, you keep speaking out, but sooner or later you're gonna have to go on and do your own thing if things don't change. You don't want to be somewhere and you're complaining. Now, me personally, I'm not a part of the manosphere. I'm not a part of the Negro manosphere. I don't know. I guess you guys call the black men in the black sector the Negro manosphere. Like I'm
Yeah,
not a.
that was my interpreter. I don't really know. I thought that it just, I know O'Shea Duke Jackson, he came up with the title, but I thought it just meant black men in this particular sector of black YouTube to talk about black issues. I don't know. Maybe I'm
Yeah, I'm not
incorrect.
a.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm not a part of any of that, and I do get a lot of emails. Not what I'm not gonna say a lot, but I do get emails from Manosphere members. You're a Manosphere members, and so you guys do ask me for advice. Okay, and I know the higher ups at the Manosphere don't like that. And I mean, it is what it is. You know, whatever. You know, you can't control everything. You know, you have people who listen to other people and they respect their opinion and how they do things. But what I will say to you guys is, you don't want to be somewhere and you feel like you're not being heard and or you're abused. That's just anywhere. That's even at work. That's at home if you're living with your wife or your, whatever the case is. You don't want to be anywhere where you are uncomfortable. So instead of complaining about it, do something about it. You get what I'm saying? Actions. Put some action in place. Start putting something in place where you're going to punish certain people for not listening. Because we do know there is a friction in the manosphere, which I don't care because I'm not from the manosphere. However, I do know Manosphere members and they have come to me for advice. And so therefore I just say, hey, this is what I would do because this is who I am. I'm not just saying anything out of hate or anything out of not wanting to see anyone succeed. No, I am a individual where I do for myself. I stand on my own 2 feet. So if you're gonna ask me my opinion, I'm gonna tell you stand on your own 2 feet.
Amen. Well said. Let me ask you, brother, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I am near 30.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I know some people are not comfortable with giving their age out. And you say you consider yourself like a lone wolf on YouTube. Do you consider yourself a lone wolf, like in your regular life, or are you, more interconnected with people, I guess? Like, are you like an introvert or an extrovert in in your personal life, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, well, I interact with people. I have friends, but I like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what, you know what. I'm a person that I like just isolation. I like to be where I'm not bothered. It's just me, where I can meditate, I can think, I can do things that I want to do. So yeah, I have friends, but I do have times where, hey, I do not want to be bothered, and I will let you know that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So and that could be not answering your phone calls, not returning the text, being short with you, hi bye. You
Right.
know when you.
I do that shit a lot. I do that shit a lot, bro. People just don't fuck with me because I'm constantly. Well, I won't say I'm constantly in a bad mood. It's just that I just don't have time for people psychologically. Yeah, I notice so many people, even a lot of people that are older than me, they're so they're so pulling. I don't know what the word is, but they just yearn for attention. Because most people are social creatures. It's natural. But me, I'm usually so into my headspace, and I think a lot of people like us that are social critics are kind of in our own headspace, kind of like a Albert Einstein or a Westmoreland or something. I personally, I don't have time to try to, I hold a conversation with somebody, but trying to help you work out your problems. And then when you're having a bad day, I'm like, oh, what's wrong? Oh, let's go out to a bar and get a drink. Man, I ain't got time for that shit. Fuck you. I'm doing me. You do you. That's your problem. Go see a shrink. I just like I'm too much for me. I tell people all the time when they ask me, "Do you have kids?" I say no. Look, I'm too much for me. I don't have no time for no little me's running around. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I honestly, not just women, people in general, I could take them or I can leave them. And I usually leave them. I've gotten to the point where um I'm supposed to be going up my father, he retires. Ooh, excuse me. My father, he retires at the end of this month, and I'm supposed to be going up to his retirement party. I'm gonna go up there, because he's my dad. He's a good man. He's been married to my mom and that job for over 30 years. But I really don't even go and see, my relatives like that anymore, like I used to when I first started going to college before I graduated. I'm just, as life goes forward, I really am starting to appreciate peace of mind and personal time more than I was even back when I was when I first turned 30, And that's just where I'm at, you know. So yeah, it's interesting. I was going to ask you one other question. Have you been out of have you ever been out of the country?
Yes, I have, man. I've been all primary all over Mexico, man. All I mean, name the city, Hawaii. Yeah, I've been some
Or you
places,
mean,
man.
you've been to Hawaii to state?
Correct.
Okay. I was asking because my parents, they're talking about, because like I just said, my dad's getting ready to retire, and him and my mom are talking about moving to Panama because the situation is he's only going to get 3/4 of his pension that he had at the job where he works. Well, he's going to get his full pension, but what I mean is his pension is only 75% of his income. And I'm pretty sure you've noticed as inflation has increased, things have gotten hellishly expensive. You can barely buy a bottle of water, some fruits and vegetables without spending 50 fucking dollars now. It costs me $50 to fill up the tank to my car every time I go out. So they were asking me if I wanted to go with them. And honestly, you know, between the way these females act, the way society has gone down the dumps in westernized culture, and how expensive it is to live in this country, you know, I mean, I wouldn't be against moving out of this country. You know, maybe not relinquishing my citizenship, at least not right away. But have you ever been to Panama? And if so, uh, what what do you think of it?
Never been to Panama, but if I were you, I would try. I would try it. It's something new. Don't be afraid to conquer things. The shit, the white men do it.
Yeah.
He go to islands he never been to and just lounge. So why can't you do the same thing? Yeah, it's better than this place America, man. I mean,
Hmm.
just look what's going on. Look at the events. Look at the news. I mean,
Hmm.
people are going nuts, man. So yeah, why not try something different? And then you still have your citizenship. So if you want to come back and you don't like it, you can still come back.
Hmm. And on that note, I'm sure that you've heard about this, and I know a lot of you brothers in the chat room gonna know what I'm talking about. Before we get out of here, guys, a lot of black men have talked about get your passport, and they go to places like Dominican Republic, they go to Brazil, places that are, you know they're known for um easy prostitution with fine ass women. um what what is your, because we were talking earlier about alternatives. I know most men aren't willing to go the doll route. I'm not really too crazy about the whole get your passport movement just for the sake now of getting females. For me to move out of this country, it would have to be a far more important reason than a bitch. I'm not saying that I wouldn't get pussy while I was there if I felt like it, but it's like I'm not moving to another country just over some bitch. But what is your perspective on all these guys talking about get your passport just for the sake of being with females sexually and otherwise?
I'm not aware of that. I've heard that before, but I don't, like I said, I don't watch these guys to know that. But I would just
Hmm.
say get your passport to get out and see something different.
I agree.
America is not the greatest country on earth. There's other places to live also. I'm more than sure that there's places in Africa where you can actually get bang for your buck. Listen, man. I have friends that travel a lot, and they don't even own cars. What they do, LA, you don't need a car. I mean, you have the Uber, you have the Lyft, you have the
Right.
train stations, you have the taxis, you have everything, man. Ride share, you have everything. So a lot of these guys, what they do, they'll work for about 6, 7, 8 months, save up enough money to go on a vacation, and then put in vacation time at their job, and then go on a vacation. They don't even have a car. What they would do is just they stack all of their money just to travel. That's it.
Wow. Yeah, and I can't wait. I think I'm probably gonna move to Panama with my parents. Now I made it clear to them I'm gonna have my own space, do my own thing. I'm gonna have to figure out because I have a little business that I run and some things I do on the side here as independent contractor. But once I'm there, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make my own way because I have to have my personal space. But yeah, no, I definitely. I mean, because like you said, I mean America is not all it's cracked up to be, especially these days. Where I mean, for crying out loud, they're putting Cardi B on pedestal as the face of women's fashion. Go fucking figure. This society is just going down the toilet bowl, along with inflation. Jacking up prices of every fucking thing. With everything else. Pretty soon they're gonna be charging you for the clean air that you fucking breathe, and people don't believe that, but I mean, nobody believed that one day they would charge people for bottled water because water is free. So, I mean, there's
Man,
really nothing here.
gas here in California is $4.50, $4.32.
It's
A
insane.
a bottle of water is a buck, buck 25, buck 20, depending when you go. Yeah, and when you go grocery shopping, you pay for bags. Bags are I believe 19 cents a bag. So say for instance you got two, $300 worth of food, you're gonna need at least about 5 bags. So you add that on. Um, so yeah,
It's
man, it's
crazy.
very
Yeah.
yeah, it is very very expensive. Even if you have a child, I thank God I don't have any children. I do not want to
Me
have a
too,
child
bro.
right now, based on these and that's and another thing I was talking to a buddy about as far as credit and car notes. And I understand people get car notes and they lease cars to fix their credit, but I was saying, listen, there's nothing wrong with being a owner. There's nothing wrong with getting you a cheap little bucket. At least you have the pink slip, right? So
Mhm.
I mean, like there's different avenues that black men can go and do what they need to do. But I just feel like, hey man, if you're going to travel, travel. If you're gonna save your money and get what you want, just do what you want to do. And if I was you, I would go to Panama. And again, you have pretty much a way to get back. If you don't like it, you can go there. You can work part time. You can. I'm pretty sure they got the freshest fruit, and man, you can. I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it, man. It'll be paradise. You just live on the beach. Even
Mhm.
when I used to go to Hawaii every year when I was in high school, Honolulu, and we used to go to Waikiki, and because my family is a Navy family, and we was at the base over there. So I
Mhm.
mean, just that type of atmosphere, and now it can get tiring because it is a small island. Okay, it takes 4 hours
Mhm.
to get. I think it takes 4.5 hours to drive around the main island of Hawaii. So I mean, yeah, it's paradise and it's cool, but sooner or later you're on an island and it will get boring. So eventually you will come back.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I guess people are not into that whole being on a little piece of land in the middle of the water thing. Probably would get bored. But yeah. Um. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a look at that, and probably not just Panama. Panama. I think that's one of the Caribbean islands. Or am I wrong? That's the Caribbean island. Does anybody know? Hello. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I can hear you
Yes,
now.
it is. Yes, it is. I
Okay.
believe it is
Okay.
Panama. No, it doesn't hurt to double check. Yeah, it is. Well, Central
Okay.
America. Yeah, 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 yeah. It is Central
Yeah,
America.
that'd definitely be interesting because I'm an introvert, but I don't want to die here. Even though I'm doing relatively well, I do want to kind of get out and see the world before I get too much older. If I live the average life expectancy, I'm 33 years old now. You know, I mean, I only really got another good maybe 33 years, and a lot of people aren't living to see the average life expectancy. So, you know,
As long
um,
as you listen, as long as you eat healthy, you stay away from niggas, you'll be all right.
you got that right. Hey, bro. Well, man, you brung that up. I have to ask you your perspective. This shit, I've been talking about it all fucking week. Everybody in the chat room knows what I'm talking about. This Negro in Gainesville, Florida, named Ezekiel Hicks, that killed this other Negro named Craig Brewer, because this Negro Craig Brewer was paying for people's meals, but skipped over Ezekiel Hicks' girlfriend. And Ezekiel Hicks' girlfriend complained because this other Negro that she wasn't with didn't pay for her meal but paid for everybody else's. She started bitching at him and then sicked her boyfriend on the other dude like an attack dog, even though she was insulting her boyfriend by complaining that another nigga that she wasn't with wasn't paying for her meal. Did you hear anything about that, bro? That
No, I
shit is
didn't.
crazy.
No, I
That
didn't.
shit is fucked. Yeah, I made 2 videos about it. And then turns out this nigga Ezekiel Hicks that is now in jail on a first-degree murder charge with no bail set. I would go to his Facebook page. This one brother that created the Black Avenger. Do you have a channel on there, Black Avenger TV?
No, I don't. I don't. I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like an alternative channel for black men because another purge is coming with YouTube. Subject for another video, but I went Black Avenger. He found the link to this guy's Facebook, and I go on his Facebook, and the last post that he made the night the day before he murdered this other man over some bitch that was disrespecting him in front of his face. He said in the part of what he said in the post was, it seems to me like most women are prostitutes. All I see down my timeline is females talking about a man's money and what he can or can't get based on that. And I'm like, dude, how do you understand the game and still simp out like that, bruh? These dudes are incredible, man. They're incredible.
I agree, man. I totally agree.
Hmm. Yeah. So everybody, we have been here on this live stream with my special guest tonight, um, involving the title of this video. I'm sorry, the title of this live stream: MGTOW's colluding with Black Feminists. How the YT Black Manosphere has been compromised. We've been on here for about 2 hours. It's surely been a honor and a pleasure, brother Kid Organic, to share this airtime with you. Before we get out of here, I just want your closing thoughts on the title of this video, MGTOW's colluding with Black Feminists, how the YT Black Manosphere has been compromised, and just overall everything that we touched on. What are your closing thoughts on all of this, brother?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your platform, and we will
Absolutely.
do this again. I really appreciate you, brother, and the chat room, man. Y'all was lit in there, man. That's
Yeah,
what's
I
up.
see.
Salute to everyone, man, and hopefully you enjoyed the rest of your night. Yeah, as far as the collusion is going, yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you get vagina around. And listen, vagina has brought down a lot of friendships, and you got brothers in jail right now behind some damn vagina. So instead of, and this goes to anyone, instead of complaining about a situation, just do something about it. Now, overall, nothing is going to change. That's why you should worry about yourself. Become a individualist. Take care of yourself. The majority of the people are getting ready to fly off in the deep end, man, and you don't want to be right there with them. You want to be a leader. You do not want to be a follower. If you are a part of a group, a organization, a crew, and something is not going right, do not hesitate to go out and speak out about it and or make changes. Do not be a person where you want to sit there and you are a part of a group and you are complaining. Just, hey, all you have to do is exit. It's just that simple. And I'm not saying this out of hate or jealousy, because there's no hate or jealousy in my heart. I'm not telling you something that I do not practice every day. Okay, so again, I appreciate brothers that I'm not even a part of the manosphere, but I do appreciate brothers who take my opinion seriously enough where they say, "Hey, kid, we need some advice on this situation here, and/or we need you to speak out on this situation here." And this was a great live stream, man. I mean,
Oh yeah, man.
it was. This is a you know, it's probably this might be a classic, man. Depending on what the people say, you know, classics you have to re-listen to it again, and if it stays the test, you know, the test of time, then yeah. But I just think that as long as the black men stay doing what they need to do and don't be a follower, be a leader, you will be a okay. And that's across the board to everybody, and that even includes me.
Very well said, brother. Very well said. I applaud you and everyone in the chat room. Special thanks to my moderators, plus everybody who came onto the chat room. We touched on a lot of good things tonight. You are absolutely correct, my brother. We had a great live stream. The title tonight was MGTOW's colluding with Black Feminists, how the YT Black Manosphere has been compromised. All of you over from my main channel, stay tuned. I have 4 videos in queue that are going to be coming out over the course of the next few days. Those of you who are paying patron members, starting tonight, I'm going to get started on 2 of the 4 audio blogs that I owe you guys over there. One is going to be addressing black women or just women in general who think they're dime pieces, and why they stay losing in the dating game. That's going to be interesting, as well as why black females are obsessed. Black hood rat females are obsessed with blonde weaves. So those 2 articles are coming down the pipe. So make sure if you're not signed up there, go over there and sign up. The links down in the description box. And special thanks to you, brother, Organic the Illionaire. I do absolutely look forward to doing this with you again. You've been a great guest, man, and I kind of feel like you should have been the host and I was the guest sometimes, man. But yeah, thank you so much for coming out, man. I really
I
appreciate this.
I, I appreciate your brother and have a great night.
Yep, you too. Thank you.
Peace.
All right, everybody, take care.